Okay, so first, shout out Classroom Champions for the microphone and tripod, which they sent for a completely different side quest that I will get to for sure. Um, but as of right now, man, guys, also, I apologize if you can hear that. We are having some plumbing issues, and my dad, the good dad that he is trying to figure that out. So, anyways, thank you, Classroom Champions. And this is, I don't know what I'm going to call this. I just have been really enjoying reading out loud to my parents over breakfast or meals and stuff. And it makes me feel like, dang, this is really what we were doing before phones and TV and technology. Like we would just read stuff and then critically think about it. And how fun is that? So that I've just been enjoying that. And I wanted to share that with other people, or I don't know, step out of my comfort zone and posting stuff. Anyways, that's a really long yap. I apologize. This is an excerpt from The Six Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Brandon. I've got to look to see if he's a doctor. I'm sure that he is. At the very least, I know he's a researcher and self-proclaimed expert in this field of self-esteem and self-esteem research. Which, I mean, not that I have extensive, experience or like research of my own in this at all. But thus far, I believe him, man. This is great. I'm only 14% into the book, and it's taken me a while because, like, one page will feel like a front hand and the next will feel like a backhand. But that's definitely like a personal thing. I don't know if you guys are going to feel that way too if you did read it, but it is very good. So let me stop my prattle. I'm trying not to use the word yap or yapping anymore. Let's get back to real vocab. Um, I don't know if that's a hot take or not. You guys do whatever you want, literally. Anyways, it is impossible to escape. Wait, yes. It is impossible to escape the realm of values and value judgments because they are demanded by the very nature of life. Good for me or bad for me ultimately translates to for my life and well being or against them. Further, and essential to understanding. Okay, I'm gonna have to restart because I'm not gonna post something if I mess up my reading. That won't be posted because I deal with perfectionism. And this is completely in my control to do a retake and edit and then post. So one day I will have the self esteem, the self respect, and self efficacy to post just a straight post and not care. But today's not that day. So here we go. It is impossible to escape the realm of values and value judgments because they are demanded by the very nature of life. Good for me or bad for me ultimately translates to for my life and well being or against them. Further, and essential to an understanding of self esteem, we cannot. I know why I'm struggling. I need my reading glasses. We cannot exempt ourselves from the realm of values and value judgments. We cannot be indifferent to the moral meaning of our actions, although we may try to be or pretend to be. At some level, their value significance irresistibly registers in the psyche, leaving positive feelings about the self in their wake or negative ones. Whether the values by which we explicitly or implicitly judge ourselves are conscious or subconscious, rational or irrational, life serving or life threatening, everyone judges himself or herself by some standard. Okay, this is the part that I really like. To the extent that we fail to satisfy that standard, to the extent that there is a split between ideals and practice, self respect suffers. Thus, personal integrity is intimately related to the moral aspect of self esteem. For the optimal realization of our possibilities, we need to trust ourselves and we need to admire ourselves. And the trust and admiration need to be grounded in reality, not generated out of fantasy and self delusion. So that took me a second to really just marinate on what this man said because it's a really simple concept. Like, duh, if I don't act according to my values, I would lose self respect. I just really like the way that he uses so many words to nuance everything because I think, especially when we're doing the inner work, things are very nuanced. And it's important to note that. But he also, when he says that the trust and admiration need to be grounded in reality, not generated out of fantasy and self delusion, it reminds me of making these vision boards and all the I am statements. And when we talk about manifesting, which I totally believe in all of that, but it's important to deconstruct the beliefs that you already have and reprogram, like do the true reprogramming to create new beliefs for yourself. So when we just do like the I am this, I am that, and it's just the words without the reprogramming, which I think I'm going to get to in a second, that's sort of like the self delusion. Like it's not an honest, it's an honest effort, but it's not, you're not going to get what you want out of it. So I was watching this YouTube video on this other lady who is like an expert in her field. I'm pretty sure. I'll put the link somewhere if I remember. Anyways, it's about being a dismissive avoidant, which I am right now, but I'm working to change that. Anyway, she brings up this point that in order to undo some of the things that make me the way that I am in my most unhealthy moments is to reprogram some of the beliefs about the core wounds that I have. And a part of that is speaking to your subconscious self. Okay. Follow me, guys. I didn't know this. The subconscious does not speak in language, it speaks in emotions and images. So when we're doing the I am a good person, I am worthy, I am whatever, whatever, it's one thing to say that, but it's a completely different thing to match it with memories that make you feel something and where you can actually see it being true. Because the first thing our brain's going to do, this is according to the lady, not just me, first thing the brain's going to do is based on what evidence. Oh, you're a good person, like literally based on what? And then that is just the cycle. So we can keep telling ourselves these things, but it really is just fantasy and self delusion until we work to reprogram in a real and meaningful way. So I don't know, maybe everybody knew that and I'm just now understanding it. But when I think about manifesting now, there's a time and a season for that. Just like there's a time and a season to start harvesting. Bro, when is harvest time? Like you can't just keep spending all this time saying I am, I am, I am. You got to it's time to go and get your abundance at some point, right? And that stuff isn't just a bunch of words on a post-it. And I'm talking I'm not I don't mean to call you out. I'm literally talking to myself. I have like 50 million post-its everywhere. But how many times can I say something without really believing it and keep going with the same patterns? So, not to prattle. This was really just to read this man's work and to try to put you on because I've really been enjoying it. And I think that if you struggle with self esteem, but also if you're just curious about it, it's been a great read so far. Obviously, I haven't finished the whole book. I'm literally only like 15% in, but I have to highlight every page because everything feels, if not a revelation and articulation of what I'm feeling inside, that is really helping me be more than self aware, but take steps towards evolving, I guess. It's just cool. I like it a lot. Yeah, did I tell y'all that the annotation on the excerpt that I read is literally just holy shit? Because I didn't know what else to say. Because what could I say? Like, he said it all. And that's a lot of my annotations. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a whole lot of highlights and a whole lot of holy shits. So, again, highly recommend. I enjoyed it. That is this week's reading and yap session, prattle session. Love you guys.